Hey there, Joe Kipping here with the Tampa Bay home team at Keller Realty. And on today's video, we are going to talk about 5 tips that could help you get your offer accepted in this crazy seller's market that we're in. But before we do that, if you need to sell your home, click the home valuation button below. That will take you to our website. You can put some information in and it will give you an idea of what your home could sell for in today's market. And if you need to buy a home, click the home search button below. That will take you to our website and you'll be able to put some criteria in and it will show you all the homes that are available on the market, and you'll get dinged every time a new home comes on the market. So let's jump into it. 5 tips to help you get your offer accepted. Number 1, have your buyer's agent, your real estate agent, build rapport with the listing agent. It's so very important that your agent calls that listing agent and they are super nice to that agent. There are times where I'll get calls from buyer's agents and they're a little rude on the phone. And then I'll get calls from agents that are just super nice. And so like I'll think about it and it's like, okay, well, the agent that is super nice to me, how's that transaction going to go for my seller for the next 45 to 60 days? Chances are it's going to go pretty well. Like that agent sounds like they have it together. They were super professional on the phone and it was a good conversation. And then I'll have the conversation with the agent that it wasn't as good and I'll think, oh man, that conversation didn't go too well. That's probably going to be a really bad, fun transaction for the next 45 to 60 days. So number 1, make sure your agent is building rapport with that listing agent. Number 2, find out the seller's needs. What are the seller's needs? What is important to that seller? Make sure your agent is asking the listing agent that. Sometimes the listing agent will give you that info. Sometimes they won't. They can only give you certain things, but ask that question. Find out what's important to the seller. It could mean you getting the house accepted and you not getting the house accepted. We ask this to the listing agents every time we make contact with the listing agent to find out what's important. Number 3, have a strong pre-approval from a local lender. There are so many times where we will call a lender that's out of state. They won't answer the phone. It will take them 24 hours to call back. On the homes, we're getting multiple offers. Time is of the essence. The lenders have to be quick. We have to be able to get a hold of them to make sure that the buyer is a strong candidate financially for the property. Another tip is you could have your agent should have the lender, or you should have your lender call the listing agent to go over everything about that transaction, what kind of financing you're doing, how strong of a buyer you are. I think that's super important. Have the lender reach out to the listing agent. Number 4, have your agent submit the offer, the contract, seller's disclosures, pre-approval, all of the documents in one PDF instead of 5, 6, 7 documents that the agent has to open up, go through each one of them. One PDF, an outline of the offer in the email. What's the purchase price? What's the escrow deposit? What's the acceptance time? What's the closing date? Loan approval period? All the stuff, inspection period, all the stuff that's important outlined in a nice format so the listing agent can read it, along with the list with the lender's contact information, so that way the listing agent can reach out to the lender and find out how strong financially you are. So that's number 4. Number 5, let's talk about price and terms. So you're going to consult with your agent. You're going to figure out price. The terms are just as important as the price. One of the things you could do is have low inspection period. So don't keep a seller hanging on for 10 days, 15 days. We just put a property under contract because we did a 5-day inspection period. We work with home inspectors that can get into these homes quick, so that way our buyers can get the home inspection done quick and they can make sure that they're moving forward with the property. So low inspection period. Another thing you could do is be willing to pay a little bit over appraised value. So let's say the home is listed at 300, you go in at 300, but the home only appraises for 295. You tell the seller, hey, Mr. Seller, up front, you tell them this. If the home doesn't appraise, I'd be willing to pay $5,000 over appraised value. I'd be willing to pay $10,000 over appraised value. You show the seller that you've got some cash and that you can pay a little bit over appraised value if something happens. You put that in the front end of things. That's going to make your offer stand out, and it's going to potentially get accepted over another offer that does not have the cash to do that. So that's another thing. You can also pay some of the seller's costs. You could pay their doc stamps for the state of Florida. You could pay the owner's title policy. So the seller at the end of the day would net a little bit more money because you're paying some of the seller costs. Another thing term-wise is when you're asking the listing agent what's important to the seller, maybe you could offer them a free 30-day lease back. Maybe they're buying a house and they need some extra time to move out of the property. You could potentially do a 30-day lease back. Another thing is you could in the offer you could say, hey, anything under $2,000 inspection wise, we're not going to ask you for it. If the hot water heater needs to be replaced because it's 10 years old, 11 years old, we're not going to ask you to replace the hot water heater. So those are the things that are helping our buyers get their offers accepted. If you're looking for an agent that can help you navigate this crazy market, we would love to have a consultation with you, and we'll walk you through our process and how we do everything. And if we're a good fit for each other, we'd love to work with you. Other than that, if you need to get a hold of us for anything, you can always reach out to us at our office, 813-321-HOME. That's 813-321-4663. One more thing, if there's a question that you have and you want me to answer it, shoot me back a message, shoot me back an email, text me. I would love to do a video and then get that out to everybody, because I guarantee you, if you're asking the question to yourself, there's someone else out there that's asking the same question. So I'd love to do some more educational videos and answer some more questions. Other than that, I hope this video was helpful. If you need us for anything, please give us a call, 813-321-HOME. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye now.